Hey, all you basketball players out there, are you frustrated with the defense that your coach is running? Do you find yourself having discussions with your family and your friends about how your coach's defensive strategy is costing you games? Well, today I'm going to share 3 reasons that your coach's defense sucks. Let's jump in and discuss. Welcome back to Hard Smart Together. I'm Coach Dave. I'm here every week to help basketball players become the smart, confident players that coaches love. And as we continue to help you build that stable confidence, that unshakable confidence, we know that confidence like that, stable confidence, is built on 3 factors. We kind of call it the triple threat: how you play, how you think, and who you are. And today we might touch on a little bit of each of those, because it's definitely going to talk to you about how you play, building up that basketball IQ just a little bit more. It might actually change the way you think about defense specifically, and hopefully it'll enhance some of the relationships you have on your team with your coach or players, even those folks that you might be having these discussions with about how your coach's defense sucks. Hopefully it'll enhance those relationships. And we know that relationships are a direct reflection of who you are. So we might touch on all 3 today. So I like on this channel to tell you the straight up truth. Okay? I'm going to share today 3 of the biggest reasons that your coach's defense sucks. Okay? And I want you to be the same way. I want you to take this information, and if you feel your coach's defense sucks, go back to your coach and feel free to share with them these 3 reasons why their defense sucks. And I want you to share this with your family and your friends, that maybe you're having those, gripe sessions about your coach's defensive philosophy. Go ahead and share these top 3 reasons. So I'm going to be straight up with you. Feel free to share this information and be straight up with them as well. So let's jump right into these 3 reasons that your coach's defense sucks. Hey, I'll get back to the episode in just a second. I hope you're enjoying today's episode, and if you are, please share it. Share it with a player, share it with a parent, share it with a coach, anybody that you feel might need to hear it. I also wanted to give you a free gift that I've made available to you just for hanging out with me today. It's a checklist of skills for basketball players that want to become a better player, a better teammate, and to stand out to their coaches. Now, these skills are skills that are often overlooked, but they can be the foundation that a player can use to really achieve their goals. You can download it at hardsmarttogether.com/intangibles. I'll put a link below in the description as well, but it's hardsmarttogether.com/intangibles. Now let's jump back to today's episode. The number 1 reason you and or your teammates are not ready to defend. So maybe, ask yourself, what percentage of time when we're on defense are we all in a stance? Are we ready to defend? Okay? I also want you to ask yourself, at any time during a defensive possession, are you and are your teammates ready to cut off and stop a direct drive to the basket? Okay? Whether that is the player that you're guarding or whether that is somebody that you're helping a teammate with, right? Are you ready to defend the entirety of defensive possessions? Not being ready to defend is the number 1 reason that your coach's defense sucks. What's the second reason? You and or your teammates are not communicating enough on the defensive end of the court. And we've talked about communication a lot and some effective ways to communicate, but you've got to listen when you're on the defensive end of the court. You can start doing that in practice, but especially in games. Listen, how quiet is it versus how loud is it on defense? And are you hearing specific things? Are you hearing names? We've talked about how important it is to use teammates' names to call attention to something that's happening, to call out their attention, right? And so do you hear names flying all over the place on defensive possessions? As well, do you hear useful information? Do you hear useful information that help your teammates defend their players, that help organize your defense, that help remind players to be ready to defend, to help? Is there a lot of useful information flying around on the defensive end of the court? Because that's the number 2 reason that your coach's defense sucks. Lack of communication between you and your teammates. The third reason that your coach's defense sucks is poor positioning and poor footwork. And what do I mean by that? Every defense, it doesn't matter what defense your coach is running, has certain rules based on ball positioning, the player that you're guarding, their positioning, help side positioning, weak side positioning, all of that, okay? And so you can ask yourself, and a great time to do this is when you're studying film. If you see a breakdown in your defense, just pause the tape right then and there. Pause and look at everyone's positioning. Is everyone on the team, you included, your teammates, is everyone in the right position? And not just in the right position to carry out your coach's defense, but is your footwork right? Is your footwork such that you can easily make a closeout or easily help or, so look at everyone's positioning and look at everyone's footwork based on the defense that your coach is running. So I promised to be honest today, and I wanted you to take this information and go out and be honest with your coach as well. And maybe right now, maybe you're thinking, oh, yeah, I've been griping about our defense not working, and maybe it's our execution of defense. Maybe your defensive basketball IQ just bumped up a little bit. And now maybe you're like, okay, there's some things that we could do to really help our coach's strategy work. Because I'm going to be honest again. At every level of basketball, championships have been won with a wide variety of defensive strategies. With a wide variety of defenses. Championships have been won with man-to-man defenses, with zone defenses, with full court pressing defenses, with run and jump defenses, with trapping defenses, with 1-3-1 defenses, with 2-3 zone defenses, with 3-2 zone defenses. Championships have been won with every type of defense. So if championships have been won across all levels of basketball with a whole variety of defenses, that means a lot of it comes down to how well you're executing those strategies, okay? So, again, quick video today, top 3 reasons that your coach's defense sucks. 1, you and your teammates might not be ready to defend. Number 2, you and your teammates might not be communicating on the defensive end the way you should be. And number 3, you and your teammates might not be in the right positioning or using the right footwork to execute your coach's defense. So I told you could share that with friends, family, your coaches, your teammates, whoever. Top 3 reasons. I love the likes. I love the comments. If this, helped you maybe think of defense a little bit differently, if this is going to help you play a little differently at the next practice or game, if this might help your relationship with your coach, please leave me a comment below, because maybe you understand a little bit more about where they're coming from, and now you're on the same page, and maybe their defense won't suck so much next week. And until next week, remember to play hard, play smart, and play together. See you next week.